She's 19, she's got no job, she wouldn't tell me who the father is, I tell you. I'm over the friggin' moon, me.
Please, just hear me out. I've let you down, all of you.
It's not running away if you've got someone, some place to run to.
I'm not sure my future is with the Navy anymore.
Thomas, innit? Mum know you're up here.
Where's the kid?
Can't. I can't do it. A child died because we were delayed. As a captain, I'm responsible for that.
Thank you for what you did.
I didn't do anything. Didn't do anything.
Don't worry, Mickey. She'll never know the truth.
I don't.
You put the lives of civilians before your own. No captain could ask for more from his men.
Intruder at 270, intruder at 270, incoming missile.
Triple 9, raid at 275 at 35 miles, tracking 090 at speed medium. Contacts have split, now strength 4. Raid now 275 at 25 miles, tracking at 090, speed fast, strength 2.
Gaps on for distraction.
Raid now 275 at 15 miles, tracking at 090 at speed fast, at strength 2.
Request weapons free, sir! Weapons free, 2745, 2746.
Too late.
First system alerted, aft system alerted. Aft system assessed miss. Late engagement. Brace, brace, brace!
Lights. We've just been hit by an exocet. Right now, damage control teams are trying to save the ship. And all because you lot couldn't pull your bloody finger out! Now, should the Suffolk survive, you may live to reflect upon your shortcomings. Other members of ship's company will not have been so lucky.
I'm not due any leave till next month.
Did anybody order a stripogram?
Hang on, Mum. Order a what?
He can't be for real, can he?
He's gorgeous.
He obviously fancies himself.
Don't blame him. I gotta go, Mum. Speak to you later.
He's an officer, Rosie. He can't share his bunk with you even if he wanted to. And he's probably a complete bimbo.
It's not his brain I'm interested in.
Come in. It's a present from Kathy. Have a cup of her maiden brew. So, make me feel better about that shambles I just saw.
Maguire's still finding his feet, sir.
Well, if he hesitates like that in the day, we're all fish food. You should have stepped in earlier.
He has to learn to take responsibility himself. He can't do that if I'm on his back all the time.
Jenny, today you were acting as captain of the ship, not Maguire's shrink. Suffolk's only got 3 weeks training left before our final sea trials. Speaking of which, you haven't put in for Sea Command course yet. Still having second thoughts about your future?
I've not had much time to think about it, sir. I've been too busy with the new training programs.
Of course, if you're really interested in doing the job permanently, you're going to have to enhance your command skills. Why don't you chair the Hod's briefing?
What now?
I don't know. Finish your coffee first. XO.
MEO, what was your assessment of the last 2 firefighting exercises?
Fair to middling.
So pretty average, yes?
Yeah.
And yesterday's gunnery run-through?
Not much improvement in the last 3, XO.
Agreed. The ops room simulation today hardly inspired confidence either. In 3 weeks, the Flag Officer C training team will come on board to do their final assessment. And they will do everything they can to find our weaknesses. That's their job. Our job is not to have any. There's a long weekend coming up. Does anyone feel that's a luxury we can afford?
Not XO.
Good. Come back to me with the timetable as soon as possible, and I'll expect...
Sorry to interrupt you, XO. We're expecting a VIP visit in about 3 minutes. I need you all in number 1s and on deck in 2.
Mum, are we still meeting later to go through next week's drills?
No, we're going to have to reschedule that. This VIP visit's going to mess up everybody's day.
Until it's men in charge of the Navy, you always end up running everywhere.
It's a hormone thing. They think faster is always better.
Gotta use what you've got. Is that steel balls or lipstick?
Here there, boss of the day, gangway.
Quartermain man.
Oh, good to have you aboard, Lieutenant. But we're going to have to do the welcome later. What I need right now is a babysitter.
Ma'am?
Have you got a car?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Find these 2 ratings and take them ashore.
Phillips and...
Sabansky, we had an incident a few days ago. Captain wants to get some good PR out of it. It's all in the brief. Just make sure they don't say anything stupid or libelous.
Sir.
How you doing?
Alan, welcome aboard. Lieutenant Commander Howard, my XO. Commander Harvey and I flew Harriers together, 802 Squadron.
Commander Martin Brooke, this is Vice Admiral Alexandro Perez Escovel.
Pleased to meet you.
And Teniente de Navío, Elisa Balzani.
Pleased to meet you.
The Admiral's flag lieutenant, visiting on behalf of the Argentine Navy.
We have hoped to visit the ship that goes to sea, but that was not possible. So your ship will have to make do.
Well, it's a pleasure, Lieutenant. Welcome aboard the Suffolk. If you come with me...
Do you hear that? A full delegation of officers will join the ship for drinks tomorrow at 18:15. All hands working parts of ship muster on the flight deck. That's all.
Great. First off, we lose the weekend. Now we've got to perform like monkeys for a load of argies.
I hope you're not suggesting the new captain doesn't know what he's doing, Philip.
The sexy, sexy voice of Mr. Billy Ocean there. Coming up to the hour on 118 FM Radio Sound, snatched from the newspaper headlines, 2 heroes from that dramatic rescue we've heard all so very much about. 9 refugees hauled from a sinking trawler, but not even our Royal Navy heroes could prevent the tragic death of 8-year-old little Thomas. All that coming up after this classic from Mr. Robbie Williams.
So, Commander Brooke says he wants the locals to hear about sailors doing more than drinking and falling over. And the XO says, let's have nothing about being hungover and absent from the night before. Does that make sense?
Sir. I'm sure that the Suffolk, even at this short notice, will do everything she can to accommodate the needs of the delegation.
Only too happy, obviously.
Coffee.
So, is this your first visit to the UK?
No. So you're a Navy pilot?
That's right.
Before this, you command no ship. You only command for 10 days.
It feels a lot longer than that, Lieutenant Balzani, I can assure you.
Harriers, yes?
That's right, sir.
Fine machines. Very fine pilots.
Thank you.
So, Timothy, you were on the cabin cruiser, the one that was hijacked with the 2 local girls on board, is that right?
That's right, Wayne. The crew conned us into coming on board the fishing boat and then left us stranded.
Amazing stuff. So it wasn't until you went below deck on the fishing boat you actually discovered the refugees. I mean, talk me through that. What were your emotions at the time? Mickey?
Well, everyone was just shouting, trying to get clear.
Pretty painful memories, eh? Did you see what happened to little Timmy? Thomas?
It was all happening at once, really, mate. I mean, we did all we could, though.
Well, all our thoughts are with... Well, thanks, guys, for coming on the show. Nobody leaves empty-handed. On the 118 FM Hearts of Oak Hero slot, they get one of these, a 118 FM goodie bag, and one of these little beauties. A 118 FM Heroes Do It Every Day personalised certificate.
Wicked. Yes,
thank you. You two are credit to the Navy.
Didn't do anything brave, mate.
That's what heroes always say.
Told you, I'm not a hero.
We've got to get through the next 2 days without the Navy looking like a complete tit. Or the whole diplomatic initiative goes down the pan. You're the only plan B I could think of.
Yeah, well, your plan B, as you so flatteringly put it, has got just 3 weeks to get through final training. For God's sake, Harvey, you couldn't have chosen a worse time to turn around to a floating beauty contest.
I know, I'm sorry. I owe you one, a big one. And if we can add the Argentinians to the list of trading partners, then blah, 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 blah. It all helps to keep the coffers full. But stick with it, and we'll be out of your hair before you know it.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
So, you got what you wanted pretty quickly, didn't you? A ship of your own?
Partly by default, but I'm doing what I can with her, if you'll let me. So what do you think, Phillips? Should we be dealing with the old enemy?
Off the record, sir. Lives were lost in the Falklands. But that said, most of our crew weren't even born then. So I suppose you move on, but you should never forget.
You could have a future in public relations, Phillips. Move on, but never forget.
Yes, sir, that's why... Well, once a year we have a drink to mark the end of the conflict, sir, but with the Argentinians on board and all, I heard some of the officers talking about cancelling it.
I can't see anything wrong with raising a glass in remembrance. If anyone's got a problem with that, tell them to come and see me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
She reminds me a lot of you. Drinks all day, craps herself at the first sign of trouble and expects someone else to sort out the mess. I mean, I don't know what kind of happy family setup you've got in mind, but if you think you can just wander onto the scene after making yourself scarce the last few months and expect a warm welcome...
Please, Terry. All I'm asking for is a chance to... well, do the right thing.
What if I said doing the right thing means sending a cheque every month and staying out the way?
Is that what you want?
Don't know yet.
Your dad hasn't spoken to me since he found out I was the father.
That's men for you, Janie. Promise me you'll have nothing to do with them.
Sir?
So, Charles, you've been chasing after me?
Yeah.
How's the training going?
Oh, very good, thanks. I just need a quick signature, if that's OK.
Yeah, well, you better make it quick. We're on VIP alert. You'll be taking that belly of yours on a training run sooner than you thought. Boss is cranking up the schedule a notch, including training runs.
Well, that'll put me on the top. Isn't bugging about this straight away, right?
More than that. You fail your run, he'll have you off the ship. What is this?
It's about LMEA David Finnan.
Yeah, I can read. Why do you want him off your team?
Well, he's had a lot of warnings and he's still got a very bad attitude. Is there a problem?
Is there a problem? Let's see. On the one hand, we have LMEA Finnan, young engineer, a lot of promise, good attitude. And on the other, he got your Teresa up the duff, didn't he? Lay off the beer or get yourself ready for a desk job.
Sorry, listen, guys, if you had to put some money by every month for something, yeah, OK, say you have to pay £100 a month, yeah?
Do what?
Could you do that? You know, like cut down on the drink, not buy so many fags and that. It's hard about it.
Here they are. Fair enough. That's a bit, isn't it? Need to get them in.
Andy. Saw that about?
Dave, you've got to tell him that.
Oh. Yeah, well, the thing is, see, yeah, well, you know how, Andy Cereza's just had been pregnant?
Yeah?
Well, yeah.
Shit, wicked, man. That is boss.
He's up there for about 3 hours.
Good. Any sign of the XO? Relax, chum.
Oh, she's just on her way back from the SCC, sir.
Right. Do you mind if I join you for a beer till she gets here?
No?
Do I need a brace if I'm going to go and talk to the... Sir, I was just about to...
About to what?
About to suggest we go through the new shortcast, sir. In my cabin might be better.
Right. Well, let me get you that bracer first. Vodka tonic for the XO.
And so, to make sure that all the other Pompey girls are safe from the big pink torpedo, it gives me great pleasure to present him with this little gift. Oh. Pair of Queen's wellies, ribs for extra sensitivity, a double thing to stop any more little tails.
Can I buy a drink for a hero?
Just leave me alone.
Anyway, he's the Dave the Daddy. Dave the Daddy!
Carry on.
Girlfriend somewhere.
Probably. They usually do.
Do you know what? I wouldn't really mind.
I know he's an officer, but he looks more muscle than IQ to me. He's not my type. Much too pleased with himself, don't you think?
Oh, and doctor said she's got another little test this afternoon. But they said that's normal. You haven't listened to a word I've said last 10 minutes, have you?
Sorry, love.
Money is going to be tight, Dad. But we knew that 6 months ago. We'll manage.
Yeah. What if I don't pass this bloody training run? I don't pass, I don't go to sea. I won't get another ship. Only jobs for blokes my age in the Navy are desk jobs. I can't go pushing pens all day long, Ter. I gotta work with my hands.
You'll pass it, Dad.
Suppose I could go to Manchester, get a job with Dennis.
There's no way you work for Uncle Dennis. You can't stand him.
We may not have a choice, love.
What about Dave? Where does he fit in?
He doesn't fit in at all.
Pick it up! Come on, ladies, let's make that climb! Those of you that don't finish get the chance to do it all again! Come on! 2 more laps, please!
All crew.
as well as ratings, have to pass a regular fitness test before they're signed off to serve on ship.
And this one? The fat man? Who is he?
That's Charge 2 Petty Officer Fellows.
We hear today so much about lean manning. This one has enough money for two, no?
If you'd like to follow me.
With combined diesel, electric and gas turbine propulsion for quiet power during our long-range sonar operations, of course. Now, if you have any questions, sir, Mom, then please don't hesitate to ask.
Malvinas, yes?
The Falklands, sir.
You are, I think you say, brothers of war.
Santa Fe. Submarine. I was there.
This training tank, the Drew, simulates a major emergency at sea, ma'am.
All officers and ratings have to pass the test before they can go to sea.
It's a swimming pool.
Not exactly.
You've all done this before!
I hate this!
Don't worry! You'll be fine!
You're like there, Mickey.
Yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine.
The object of the exercise is to save the ship. We simulate the kind of attack damage they'd have to deal with if the ship was hit. This training must be completed successfully for Suffolk to pass her sea trials.
Sorry, excuse me.
You did it! You did it!
Yes!
Yes!
Sabansky! Mickey! You've done this before, more than once! Look, I know you've had a tough time!
I can't do it! Can't do it!
So, what about the Drew today? No disasters there, I take it?
Nothing I can't sort out, sir.
Good. Well, let's see if we can get through a few drinks without any major incidents. Right, Chief. This one's mine. You'll have to find your own date. Jenny, this is Kathy, my wife.
Hello.
Kathy is Jenny Howard, second in command.
We'll have to find a corner and compare notes.
Yes, dear, let's see if we can go find the Admiral.
The summer of 1982, the ships of the task force returned home from the Falklands. The QE2 with 3,000 troops on board took 16 days, finally arriving back in Southampton to an ecstatic welcome from families and the assembled press.
Oh, I'm sure it's not grand day. We're not bothered about the weather. As long as it comes home, all in one piece, safe and sound. That's our day.
Since Monday, the family had been planning what they would wear for their dockside.
You're married with Captain for 1 year, but you have a son at 7 years old.
It was a previous entanglement.
So the Captain is not a father yet?
No.
But he's able. I think you say he can cut the mustard.
Oh, yes, he can cut the mustard. And how does Alex feel about you spending your days with hundreds of men?
He's fine about it.
But?
Some things are never quite as easy as they seem. He's been offered a job in New York.
Wonderful. You will love New York.
You'd leave the Navy to settle down?
Settle down? No, have fun. Get a job with New York Times, maybe, or
South America correspondent for CNN.
Someone told me yesterday that a female officer has to either use her sex appeal or have balls bigger than the men.
Yes, it's true. But why use this one or that one? I use whichever it is that works.
I can imagine. To steal balls and lipstick.
It's not for me.
Yes, sir?
Were you on first task force?
That's right, sir.
Hello, guest of Jenny Howard.
Ah, yes, sir. Straight through the flight, sir.
I hear always so much about the British Navy ruling waves, but all you seem to rule is the docks. Why can we not see her at sea?
Because she's not a pleasure boat.
Unfortunately, our priority has to be the completion of training.
Some of which has to take place alongside in Portsmouth.
That's right, Harvey. Now, if it was up to me...
Alex.
Sorry, did I interrupt something?
No. Alex, this is Commander Harvey.
Pleased to meet you.
Commander Brooke and Mrs. Brooke. And Teniente de Navio Elisa Balzani di Argentine name.
Ah, encantado. ¿Cuánto tiempo quedarse aquí?
Yo también. 2 semanas. You did not say he was so guapo. New York, yes?
Granted, she's been a bit of a wild one in her times, but I'm not saying she hasn't, but what with a baby and everything, she knows she's got to settle down, you know? Take things seriously. But don't even mention that bastard Dave Finnan. Pardon my French again, sir. I know, I think it's this, this trading run as well. I think that's what's getting to me.
You're Teresa, she runs.
No, I...
She pregnant?
No, yes. Yes, she was, yes.
I have also children. They spend all my money. I cannot tell them anything what to do. Not like before, the way my father used to tell me.
Oh, no.
Kids, they drive me crazy.
You're right there, sir.
It's to you. You're a hero, man.
To
Yay!
you? You're a dad?
Yeah, and you in that tank today. Top girl. Hey, we should call you Rambo Rosie.
Rambo, Rosie, and Dave the dad. Let's see this.
How do you know you're the father?
Eh?
No offence, I'm just being straight with you, that's all.
Leave it, Mickey.
Just tap your egg and just saying, how does he know he's the father? How do you know your name didn't get pulled out of a net or something?
You what?
Leave it, Dave. He's out of it.
At least I ain't scared of water.
Dave, you better clear it off, mate. Just chill out.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me, Scouts. Let go of me. Don't touch me.
What's the matter with you?
What the hell's that?
Mutiny? Perhaps.
Come on, out now! This way, come on!
What is going on?
Still balls, yes?
Oi! What am I sipping your pen?
Vicky!
No, I'm not your favourite person right now, but can we talk?
I heard you yesterday. On the radio.
I was a real live wire, weren't I? Reckon you might give me my own show.
And Scarce reckons that I should... Claire, I want to talk.
And have people in the Navy for that. Counsellors.
Yeah. I mean, my boss has been trying to get me to spill my guts all day, but I can't talk to her.
Her? Maybe that's your problem. Maybe you just don't like women to know how scared you are.
Talk to you easy.
Don't. Like, you've had a drink, you're feeling sorry for yourself, and you think a quick fumble's going to make you feel better.
No, Claire, it's not like that.
What do you mean to make you feel better and tell you that little kid didn't die? That you've got nothing to blame yourself for? I'm sorry, I can't.
Claire? Who are you?
Graham, this is Mickey. Sabansky.
Ah, the bloke who nearly got you killed.
Wasn't like that.
So what's this then? You come to show your medals? Trying to impress her with your big tattoos? You're out of your depth, mate. She's taken. So I think you should just piss off.
Do you always put one arm behind my back, mate? Make it a bit easier for you.
For God's sake. Look, can you just try and act like you didn't just learn to walk upright, both of you? Mickey, you want to prove how brave you are. Go back to your ship. Sort things out.
Mickey! You're an animal! And you're a coward!
My dad brought me here when I was 5. And I just fell in love with it.
Jen, I don't want to push you, but I can't just put things on hold until you decide what you want to do.
It's not like a gap year, Alex. I can't take a year out, then simply pick up where I left off if things don't work out.
Things will work out. Okay, it's New York. It's a fantastic break for us. If you've got doubts, then maybe it means the Navy's not the right thing for you.
Or maybe it means you need to be more supportive and encouraging.
Come on. Whatever you decide to do, you'll know I'll support you, but the Navy's not the only career. There's no shame in looking at other options.
And perhaps I will, but not because you're leaving for New York next week. It's not fair.
Yeah, well, life's not fair. Sometimes a deadline helps us to decide.
And then?
As I returned to the party, I heard a noise and I saw LMEA Finnan lying on the deck.
Was anybody else in the vicinity?
No leading reg. That's when I shouted out. I thought he must be hurt.
Where was Mickey Sabansky at this time?
He was back at the party, I think.
All right, off you go.
Stick to what we said.
Alex, you do want what's right for me, don't you?
I asked your captain's wife today. How do you just stand there, wave someone off, not knowing if you're ever going to see them alive again?
What did she say?
Some fortune cookie nonsense about loving the person for who they really are, not who you want them to be. Or I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't think any of you do either, if you're honest. What's it for, Jen? Who's it for? Is it Queen and country? Do you think anyone really cares? The ship goes down, people die. It's just something on the news. They don't know you. They don't love you. And I do.
I'm sorry you don't get it. Perhaps that's the problem. Alex, I can't give you the answer you want. I do love you. But I want to be here, not in New York. I'm sorry.
So you don't know who the two men who jumped you were? You never seen them before?
No, Leading Reg.
And the reason why you left the ship has nothing to do with the incident with Dave Finnan?
That's right, Leading Reg. Like I said, I had a date.
You didn't even think of telling these two complete strangers you were division boxing champion 3 years running. Go on, get to your bunk. We'll deal with this first thing.